Welcome to the Talk Tip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. I am so excited. I am back on the air. It's been a bit, but I am just so happy to be back in this seat with my WNHH 103.5 FN family, and it feels good to now just be reconnected here with the arts culture of the Elm City. So let's get the show started. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at New Haven Independent. You can go on my personal page, Elisa Bones Mercado, and also just get us. We're streaming, so we've got a streaming line on, and we're very, very excited. I've got a very special guest. Oh yeah, Eleanor Slombach from Verge is sitting with me for the entire hour because we have an amazing event. And when you have an amazing event in the city or the state of New Haven or state of Connecticut, you've got to bring this woman in. She is a powerhouse. So we'll be talking about the press releases that have gone out, what she's been doing, and just the festivities for this Saturday. It's pretty big, so we're really excited about it. And it's my birthday weekend, so people always know me. I usually celebrate the birthday for an entire month, but I think this year I'm going to do it for a week. So, not because I'm getting older. It's just because, we've got a lot of stuff going on. So, folks, sit back, relax, as we serve you up a tasty mix of talk radio. You are listening to the Talk Tip. All right. Harry, it's so good to be back. So good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Pretty good. Good to see you too, Alyssa.
That's right. Well,
we recently had somebody here who was asking us about our shows.
Yes.
And Paul was right there in that chair bragging about Alyssa's show. So he missed your show.
And I miss Paul. And I always go get my my Elisa, go do a good job, fist bump hug from Paul before I hit the air. So thank you guys. It seems like an eternity, but I'm so happy that I'm back because, this season on the Talk Sip, we're going to be talking about arts, culture, music, politics, radio. But you know what? We're going to be focusing on small business. And there's so many small businesses out there.
People are up to great stuff.
They are doing some good stuff, right, Eleanor? It's just
amazing ideas. And I think there's the infrastructure now and enough resources where people can really build up their ideas into viable products and then test them out.
Right? I mean, right here or nationally, globally. So,
and you've only stepped away from the station because you've been very busy. So I want to hear about that.
Yes. It wasn't because I was just on Thursdays at 1 p.m. was just absolutely not doing anything. That is far from the truth. I was cultivating and nurturing my baby, which is the rhythm beer. And also, I'm still teaching 5 to 6 days a week at Elisa's House of Salsa. So I've been pretty busy, which is a blessing. It's been great. But, when you're in that very first stage of opening up a business and you're building a brand, you've got to be attentive to it.
Well, that's what you told me one time. You were like, this is kind of like gestation. And I get it. You want to be a little more quiet and let things develop.
Exactly. I was kind of like the stay-at-home mom, maternity leave,
sleep deprived.
Absolutely. You now, say it. You're absolutely right.
You've done events, which I just think is so smart, at the studio, sponsored by Match in the past. Are you still doing that? Or?
We're still doing Match.com events, and you know what? Those are great because we're tapping into the single folks who want to find love, but they just can't. So they come in and dance, and we do a ton of matchmaking through dancing. So instead of speed dating, we have speed dancing. So it's great. And it's great because now I've partnered up with Our Time, which is a subsidiary of Match. So we've got Match for the quote unquote younger folks. Then we've got Our Time for the, the seasoned. So because everybody needs love. So, we don't leave anybody out.
What's the cutoff these days for being considered seasoned? I need to know.
I think it's 83. I don't. If you're not seasoned by 83, I don't know.
Well, I do have a cutoff for, if someone's too young to go salsa dancing with. And that's, do you remember the Berlin Wall falling down? If they don't.
If they don't, right. Then, it's like, there you go. Like next dance partner, right?
Yeah. Well, now, when I did come out to the studio and got a couple lessons in, what I loved was that you did not have to be committed, which is just so great these days, to either following or leading. Your style of dance has a little bit of both, right?
Oh, we really do. And because, we don't mind if you take the lead or you follow. It's all about the dance. It's all about jumping in and, just learning these steps and just kind of putting it together. And then you watch the magic, happen. So it's been incredible. So yeah, the studio is doing well. And I want to say now that I'm so happy that we are celebrating 20 years this year at Elisa's House of Salsa.
That is amazing.
I don't know where the time has gone.
Do you remember Cinco de Mayo when you moved down to
I remember
Westville?
Cinco de Mayo. You found a location for us in Westville, and we love Westville. We miss downtown, but we love Westville. And it's just been wonderful ever since. So 20 years, and we'll be having a huge, big salsa blowout party. You name it, and just folks from the past 20 years that have helped me to get where I have gotten in my career, there in dancing.
Well, it's one thing to be creative, and it's another thing to have staying power.
Yes.
When you can create, over and over and reinvent and go with the times and figure out what's right for the occasion and move when you have to, and just like the old song says, know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
That's right. Kenny said it best. And it's 20 years of doing something I love. And so, in a dance studio at that, because I remember there's a lot of financial, hardships during those times, especially the last decade. And, you think the first thing that's going to go is someone's going to be like, I got to pay my rent, or I got to put gas in the car. I can't salsa anymore. And I'm going to say I'm so blessed to say that I'm still around after, teaching and just spreading the love of Latin dancing in the community.
Well, I think you've really become, that those dance lessons are precious to people. That's the highlight. That's their expression and their outlet, and they're letting it all,
get
out.
away. That's right. Get away from 1 hour. You don't have to get
it's
into
a cheap
playing.
vacation when you think about it.
It really is. Absolutely. Who doesn't want to be in Puerto Rico salsa dancing? But if you can't get there when you look outside and there's like 6 feet of snow on the ground, and you can come down to the House of Salsa and get a couple of moves in, and the energy and the life of it, it's great.
When we last connected, really, had a chance to sit down. We've seen each other since then, but that was kind of like your teenager. That business, your studio was kind of like your teenager. Going through some changes, but figuring out how to, really, and then
all of that.
And then you had the newborn baby.
The newborn baby.
Rhythm
Brewing Company, and I'm so excited. And I will tell you, I would tell people it's like having a 20-year-old and a newborn. I go, who does that? It's like having one going off to college and one literally, like, one's getting out the nest and you have one coming into the nest. I'm like, it's people that do that are, nuts. And who did that? I did that. But it's great to be able to juggle that, which we're very excited. So yes, Rhythm Brewing, and boy, has that taken on. It's
Tell
like,
me the juicy highlights, because first, okay, this is what I remember. This is just going from memory, and you can fill in some blanks.
Yes.
First African American woman-owned business brewery in Connecticut. Now, we could say New England, but you say that and somebody will pop out and say
yes. And
so we're safe to say in Connecticut.
Oh, absolutely. First African American female and African American in the state's history to brew beer. So we're very excited about that. And happy Black History Month, because there's no other, everything is just kind of like coming in full circle.
A lot to celebrate.
It really is, because when you have a brand that, and you're making history in the state, and, it's Black owned, it just adds that little extra little hop on top of the beer can, because you're hopefully inspiring and opening doors for folks in these industries that are completely male dominated. So, Black history, making Black history, and hope to make more, Black history. And that's what we're doing actually this Saturday at the launch party.
And how have the bros kind of reacted to you?
Well, let me tell you something. I have to really shout out a couple of people. everyone that has been with Rhythm Brewing from day one, whether it was your folks that just read the article, it went viral about 5 times. So we were getting over 250,000 engagements on social media alone. So we heard from all over the country of people that read the article and said, you know what, this is just great. We didn't know that there even looked like anything like this in beer at that. And the sentiment was, okay, if we're gonna consume products, if we're gonna consume beer, why not have the people that we kind of circulate the money into? Let's spread the wealth. Let's spread the dollars into something that's, Black owned. And I'm going to tell you, this comes from the beer community, which huge shout out to the Connecticut Brewers Guild.
Just heard from them this morning.
Oh, great. Phil, they're awesome. He will actually be on with Kat next Thursday as special guest, because there's a ton of stuff going on in the brewing industry. But everybody has absolutely been they've embraced the newcomer into the business, and I've learned a lot. So you've got those folks where it's white male dominated, I will tell you, but I think they're happy to have a little feminine, like spice, a little add a dash of color into the industry to diversify it.
Well, with any luck, you won't be the only one for long, right?
No, we want more. Right. We absolutely want more. And Kevin Mardoff from beerfest.com, who is incredible, who has been a wealth of knowledge, and he's also been able to connect me with like Mohegan Sun, Foxwoods events. It's just great. So it really is a team. It's just a great community.
I think it's a sign of health for any industry in any sector to have like newcomers coming along, looking at it as an attractive opportunity.
Absolutely.
Being able to put the resources together and step over the threshold
and really get out there.
Yeah.
Because when you're breaking down doors in different industries, I don't care if we're in the tech industry, we're in entertainment, we're in food and beverage, there's things that go with it. But I think once someone can identify and say, she looks like me, I can actually do this, this is what is phenomenal.
Not only there's so many things that are frustrating about this day and age in society in general and in politics and whatever, and just like I tell my kids, like, be clear on what you want there to be more of in the world, and there's always a way to put your time, your energy, your money towards those things.
Absolutely. And create demands, create communities, create a life, create what you want your legacy to be. That's what I said. I just want more people, more women, more people of color, more women of color in these wonderful industries, especially that are making billions of dollars annually.
One sip at a time, baby, right?
One sip at a time, one sip at a time. And of course I have to, my family, incredible. And then I have, folks who are on the rhythm, we call them the Rhythm Nation. They've just been incredible. Your parents
are so recognizable. Like, people see them and
they're
like, oh, that's Elisa's mom and dad. But what they were they had stature in their own right before you started your studio, right?
Let me tell you, the DNA has absolutely been in the family. I've been injected with it. So before I was salsa dancing, I went into the family business, which was general contracting. So when you're the general construction business, my parents are still in it after almost 50 plus years. They are still owned. They're entrepreneurs in their own right. So my dad was the first African American to paint the state capitol.
Wow.
Yes, the New Haven Coliseum when it was here. That's going back years ago. But he literally was one of the first minority contractors to get a contract there, and then he would go on to do development in the community. And when I got into the business, we made sure that if we were building in the community, we were employing in the community. And I think that has carried on from just my parents just instilling in me, don't forget the people that that are there,
who you hire, how you source,
absolutely,
all of those things, right?
And create economic opportunities for those that might not have the tools that you do to take that next step. So it's absolutely has been in the DNA. So my mom and dad are the absolute best. My brother, incredible. And my husband, who is like Mr. Rhythm. So they call my mom Mama Rhythm. I'm Lady Lager, and then they call, hubby, Mr. Rhythm. And so it's just the support team has been incredible. And then the Rhythm Nation, again, I can't do it without those folks who really, like, this is a labor of love. So just to shout out to, Mo, Elaine, Lisa, Nancy, a host of people, my aunt, who they go to beer festivals and we're slinging beer for 4 and 5 hours, and they just want to come out and help. So
do you still use that special LED lit?
Oh yes,
what do you call it?
We do.
I don't drink, so I don't even.
We
the
have
handle?
LED lit tap handles.
Tap handle.
Yeah, so the tap handles, when you walk into, like, say, a bar and it's dark and, you're yelling over the bartender and you're just saying, oh my gosh, give me, and you can't read, you get older, your readers are on and you're maybe
head toward the light.
Head toward the light. Exactly. I love that. Head toward the light. Find your rhythm, head toward the light. And so the branding, we put a lot of time in the branding because, again, when you are stepping into an industry that is so massive, you have to completely be creative and think outside the box. So we have probably one of the only LED tap lit handles probably in the state, and I'm going to press this and say probably maybe 1, 2, or maybe 3 in the country. So just thinking outside of the box, branding is everything. So
help me connect the dots, because we had
yes,
the launch party for Rhythm Brewing. I saw the tap handles in a couple places, and then it was like I turned my head and you were everywhere. So so when a place like a restaurant or a bar wants to serve a certain kind of beer, like, take us like behind the scenes.
Yes. So this is what happens. So I go brew the beer in Oxford at Black Hog. They're great. And once we package it up, my distributors come in and get it. So shout out to DiCello and HDI. So now we were just only covering the New Haven counties, but that expands to Danbury. Now we're in Hartford counties, like East Hartford, West Hartford, Tolland. I mean, up there we can now, provide to the casinos. So they come and grab the beer, and then we have, the sales teams that are out there really, like, pushing the beer. So they're looking at the product. They're saying, all right, we've got Rhythm Red, we've got now the Rhythm Blue, and they just, go out and, market the brand. But the great thing is, see, as a brand owner, you have to be out there by yourself. You have to be out there yourself. So Mom and I, we are like the sales team, and we got there, we introduced ourselves, and we
because the
really,
face of it's part of the whole vibe.
It really is, because I've had owners of liquor stores. They go, you know what? They go, you'll never see the owner of X, Y, and see these national brands walk through the door. They're like, so this is amazing, and once you tell them the story, they're so excited that they pick up the brand, and then once people literally try the product, they're like, this is the new next best thing.
Well, the name kind of says, like,
right.
You crack it open and you're having a party right then. And we're gonna have a party.
Yeah, we are gonna have an amazing party, and I'm just so excited that you are here, because, like I said, if you're doing an event and you need to get that event out in a press release, or I know that's kind of like your side gig. I know you do me favors. So I know, Elle, but seriously, it's like putting this together. You're incredible.
No, I love to see people connect with, just to engage the community in all different ways.
Yeah.
So that's what Verge Arts Group does.
Right. And that's exactly what you did for our first launch party, which I should have sent Harry some pictures, but our first launch, it was incredible. Like over 150 people, showed up, and you basically took the bull by its horns, and you made sure that, the press was there, because again, we were making history, and, you thought that was important, that people, let's get a positive story out there to the news about people that are just, doing something. So,
city officials were into it. The canning day even was really fun.
Yeah. The canning, and that was a lot of fun. So once we did the canning, that we officially, once that first beer was poured into the can, we officially made history in the state. So that was good, just to have everybody there for the first sip.
So this is the new label, the blue label, new and blue.
Yes.
And how did you decide it was time?
You know what? Once we launched our first product, the Rhythm, we now call it Rhythm Red, but it's just the original flagship. So in the beer community, you call it the flagship. Great taste. My vision was, okay, let's make a lager. And for those that might not know what a lager is one of the original beers that was made, years and years, centuries ago. And
kind of a countercultural choice right now in the moment we're in beer now to go back to a lager.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I was taking a big risk because a lot of people in the industry were telling me I was
That's
bananas.
done.
Yeah, you're in New England, Elisa, why would you even think about making a lager? You're in like IPA, like heaven over here. And I was just like, this is great. Because while everybody's making an IPA, I'm going to make actually what I like to drink, and that's a lager. And if I make it and New England doesn't, kind of embrace it,
You'll move. No.
Well, right. Well, I'll just go. There's a whole other. There's more states out there, but what I found was that people were longing for lagers. People want something that just tastes, kind of normal, that tastes like beer, and that's what we provided. And so through all the market research, I found that more people wanted to go back to the taste of just a lager. Just, what was beer originally? What did people think about? Like, you've had your Millers and your, even, back in the day in New Haven, you had your Hulls, your Schlitz, all that stuff. People just wanted normal tasting
it's like a
beer.
Simple, pared down.
Simple,
that's the idea, right?
Absolutely. Not too hoppy, not too the
Fancy.
not too fancy.
Fruity,
not too right. So the ABVs are just bad, too high.
Nothing against a pumpkin latte beer.
A beer?
Right?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, when in October you've got to Oktoberfest it up and you've got to do the whole pumpkin thing, which I completely enjoy. But I just knew that there was something missing in the industry. I knew absolutely that there was a lack of lagers, but a lack of lagers, quality lagers that actually had flavor. So that's when we came out with the Rhythm Unfiltered Lager, which we unfilter our beers. A lot of people do not process their beers and they don't unfilter them. So we do a whole line of unfiltered beers. And when the Red hit the market, people were like, well, now that's what we're talking about, because it was a happy medium. I had my IPA friends tasting it, thinking it might be an IPA. And they're like, wow, this is a change to our palate. We don't always have to drink IPAs. We can go to a really well-designed classic lager.
Well, that's refreshing, because anytime you see like all the parts lined up in one certain way and any type of like conformity,
yes,
it's nice to kind of bust that up. And
oh,
give
we had
people
to
choices.
bust it. Exactly. Yeah. I put on my salsa shoes and I just kicked down the door and said, "All right, Lady Lagers here, and we're bringing lagers, back."
So no work-life balance. Your birthday is your launch party, and that's just how it is for Lady Lager. Yeah.
That's exactly how we're rolling. That's exactly how we're rolling.
So details, we ought to let people know. This party is going to be this Saturday at Te Amo Tequila Bar and Tacos.
That's right.
All afternoon.
Yes, 1 to 5. Day party.
1 to 5. So you could have an art opening. I hear there's all kinds of fun things going on around town.
Oh, perfect.
Stop by before, stop by after. And hopefully, we know that a lot of people are going to just make an afternoon of it. And
they are. And we're getting some great feedback, because there are folks that have tried the flagship, but they have not tried the new the light version. And we're going to get into that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the launch party / birthday and all the whistles and bells that are going along with it, DJ, all that good stuff. And just more importantly, just shaping up a weekend of just fun and new news and new history making. So, and we're gonna catch up with you, Elle, see what you're doing at Verge. So we're gonna do that as soon as we come back from the break. Don't touch that dial, radio, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're tuning in. We'll be right back. and welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Elisa Bowens Mercado. Don't forget, you're listening to the Talk Sip on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are also streaming live on TuneIn Radio and NewHavenIndependent.org. You can see us on Facebook Live through the New Haven Independent, or you can go on my personal page, Elisa Bowens Mercado. But make sure you comment. We had a couple that came in. Reggie, and of course, Mom. Thank you. Yes, Mom, I'm happy to be back. Great show. Love you too. Hey, Bob, how you doing? So it's great to have, folks that, that were fans of, the show that are jumping back in.
And people know how they could call in, or should we mention the number again?
Why don't we do that? So call in 203-684-8907. 203-684-8907. So you can call in. We're taking calls for the rest of the show.
What your weekend looks like, what kind of beer you like to drink, and what kind of cultural projects, any businesses that you've started lately.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of that, how our our worlds collide. But we, one in common, College Street Music Hall. November, correct?
Right, the weekend before Thanksgiving. They always have a brew fest. So
you were
much
there, fun.
I was there.
Yes.
And that's a fundraiser. That's the biggest fundraiser that College Street does all year round for New Haven Center for Performing Arts, which is the not-for-profit organization that does things like school field trips to show kids how many jobs there are in the arts besides being up on stage. And that's really important to me because, I didn't even know till I had already graduated. My parents had spent all that money on college to know that there was even
arts
administration. It's a whole field. And so it's really fun to talk to the kids about all the different decisions that have to be made by all different roles in an arts organization to create that moment where the artists and the audiences come together.
Connect.
So New Haven Center for Performing Arts does those field trips. We also hosted the Amity Teen Center's Battle of the Bands a couple days ago for President's Day.
Nice.
That's been happening for 3 years running now, as covered in the New Haven Independent. So that's really fun.
I love it. Shout out to Amity. That's my alma mater. So yes, I'm a Spartan. So that's great to know that they're still doing Battle of the Bands.
Yes. And love that teen band energy. And then last spring, it was last April, I believe, the London African Gospel Choir came and really brought the house down. We got to invite groups of choral students from the different high schools. And this year, at the end of March, is more of a focus on strings and string ensembles with the group Black Violin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yes. March 26th. And there will be promotional tickets discounted that people can get hold of through a number of different community organizations. Boys and Girls Club of New Haven, the Family Wellness Council, New Haven Symphony. All of these groups are going to have, Music Haven are going to have their promo codes that they can give out. So if people want to come to Black Violin, they can get a discount that way. And we're doing some behind the scenes stuff with
that is amazing.
Kids at Music Haven.
And Music Haven is incredible. So we've had them on the show also. So how can people find out this on your page or links? We can provide links in a bit.
New Haven Center for Performing Arts and College Street Music Hall both have easy to find, easy to Google websites that pop right up, and look on the calendar. You'll see Black Violin coming. The promo codes will hit next week, and like I said, people can get in touch with any of those very worthwhile organizations who are also going to be, this is kind of fun, in the lobby that night, having community. We're going to have like a community info village. So information about these different community groups, people can learn, talk to somebody, sign up. It makes sense to
keep the community involved and going. You can see the different
use the
areas,
occasions of a concert where there's a lot of foot traffic to share information.
That is awesome, and that's what this is all about, and that's why you're so amazing at doing what you do, because it's like, you are. I always tell you, you're the dot connector. You get the pieces, then you connect them, and you get it out there. But then you can take an event and then create it into this thing that is just like, that it goes over, above, and beyond of, what anybody, can expect. So,
well, thanks. It's kind of like putting a little ADD to good use, because I can kind of just keep my antenna open,
right,
just pay attention to what's going on, and then try to put pieces together where it makes sense. So,
love it. Love it. And that's why we're excited about Saturday, because it's free to get. Just come on down.
Te Amo Tequila,
182 Temple.
We should say 21 and over, probably.
Yes, it's 21 and 21 and over, and because we'll be sipping beer, and there'll be a blind taste test. We have a DJ coming, DJ D Latino. He's amazing. So he's going to be playing everything, a spectrum, all genres. So because a lot of people think, oh, Elisa, it's Latin. Of course, there'll be salsa there. But people forget that I love old school R&B, and I like classic 70s rock, and I like, Creed, and I like, Motown. I love it all. So DJ D Latino is going to be spinning music for everyone. And of course there will absolutely be the salsa community that will be out there with their dance shoes, ripping up the floor.
Will we be able to coax you to give us a refresher on some dance stuff?
Yeah, you might. I might take off my beer hat and throw on my salsa shoes. Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, we've got some local celebrities lined up to put on a blindfold too, because as you said, a lot of people have not tasted the blue label of your beer yet.
Yes,
the Rhythm Blue. So we figured, we'll see if people can tell the difference. And no right answer. We'll just have some fun with it. Let's see. We've got Glenn McDermott, who's the executive director of Conscious Capitalism, the Connecticut chapter, and those are businesses that are in people who are in business for more than
just
making money.
Right. Yes.
Right. Who want there to be certain things happening in the world, and their business is a way to achieve that. And so,
amen.
Glenn's been doing some really good work with them. Lee Cruz is actually going to be speaking at their next event next Thursday, the 27th, at the District, 470 James Street at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
Glenn is going to take the challenge.
Yay! Yeah. So we can't wait for Glenn to take the rhythm challenge.
Also, Lucy McClure of Nasty Women of Connecticut.
Love Lucy.
She's been planning International Women's Day. Happens to fall on March 8th. Big party and a Fairhaven community event. And if she's around, she can call in and chat about it with us. But she's going to take the challenge. And Sammy Williams, who's the entrepreneur in residence right now of the New Haven Public Library's I've Squared, her business, Sam's Word.
Yes.
She's done amazing things. She's a professional writer, and she's found so many different ways.
Absolutely. I checked out that sister on social media, and incredible.
She's doing great work.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to hopefully seeing her.
She said she'd be by Connecticut Brewers Guild.
Yes. Yeah. So it's great. And, of course, everyone here at the New Haven Independent who has covered this story literally from day one, February of 2018. It has been just incredible.
Well, we're also proud, of you and for New Haven to be such a natural birthplace for this history-making brand.
Yes, because people are always saying, da-da-da, like drum roll, when's the tap room coming? Soon, because there is a demand now. So we are looking.
At
so
your
tap
own
room,
space?
Yes. So we're it's a little premature. We've got to make sure that the two, the rhythms are out there, in the market, but people want a place to come and actually drink the beer. And then of course it's rhythm. So we would have live music.
Of course you would.
So a whole vibe, of our tap room, but it takes time. So
I'm sure there's a lot of people fantasizing about, being able to go on vacation or be in a different part of the country, walk into a grocery store and see that familiar can on the shelves. How close are you to making that happen?
You know what? It's been incredible that the national attention, the local attention has been just amazing, but the national attention, I will tell you, has been emotionally just overwhelming, because you don't know so many people like St. Louis and LA and Atlanta and New York.
Black women professionals groups, they've been reaching out to
sororities,
you, right?
Like you would not believe. So we are literally looking for national distribution now. That's all we just need that one company to say, all right, you've got two great products, no different than having you know, those other brands, a regular version of it and a lighter version. But just to say, you know what, she is tapping into so many a different demographic. Let's pick up this portfolio, and I don't think any of the big national beer brands, are doing that. So, with God's my words to God's ears, it's just like, hope. We're just praying that this goes from a local brand to somewhere. You're right. I can be in Minnesota or I can be in Atlanta and go into like a supermarket and Total Wine and open up a door and see Rhythm products there. So we're just
a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. It's just getting it in front of the right folks and getting that word out to folks. National brand.
Now, is there any way the city can be helpful with that? Do you?
Well, you try to connect the dots, and everyone's, just the support. I will tell you how everyone has been unbelievably helpful. It's just the support, because we were just in the Thrillist. We were mentioned in Thrillist, and they've got 5.4 million followers on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We were just mentioned in their an article that came out yesterday. So it's those what we call big. People might think they're small steps. These are big steps to get the brand, just out there in a large, to the masses. We want this to go out to the masses. So everybody's help has been incredible. And so that's why on Saturday, we want everyone to come down, drink some Rhythm Blue. You'll be right. So they
dance to the DJ,
take the challenge, and just
meet the lady herself. Wish Lady Lager a happy birthday.
Yes. We'll be doing selfies and, beer
Imagine there'll be some taco specials too.
Of course. So, Te Amos is incredible. We do our salsa night there every Thursday. I'll be there tonight. So I will tell you, they have been, wonderful. We are actually, Te Amo has taps now because Sonia, owns Barracuda. And so the owners, it's just been incredible. They brought in business people, absolutely. And so they were for this party. They brought in a tap system. So now Rhythm Blue and Rhythm Red are on tap at Te Amo.
Awesome.
And so we're very excited. So we're appreciative of the support that everyone at Te Amo and their staff have absolutely kind of rallied behind the brand. So yeah, and we'll just be pouring the rhythms all day, 1 to 5. Rhythm. It's a rhythm party.
Harry, just letting everybody know.
Yes, that's right. That's right. We're very, very, very excited. And folks, again, call in 203-684-8907. They can call in, let us know what their favorite beer is. And actually what they want to see on the Talk Sip, in the future.
Because you're kind of mapping it out, right? You're going to commit to coming back for your weekly show.
Oh yeah, back on Thursdays at 1 p.m. I'm so excited. Next week, I know we have the Connecticut Brewers Guild with Phil Pappas and Kat, so they will be here. There's a huge event in March that's going to be at the Oakdale. And so all of Connecticut's best brewers will be there. So they're going to give you the whole rundown. They'll give us the whole rundown next week. We're very excited. But no, and then it's Women's History Month in March. So we are going to dedicate an entire month to women that are making history, women entrepreneurs. So come on in March.
I have to make sure Randy knows about that. Remember,
absolutely.
You had Randy Renee.
Shout out to her.
Collective.
Absolutely.
She's got stories to tell. And the space is evolving over there.
Oh yeah. In March, I will. And now that I'm March 7th, we're doing a panel here. Patricia Badger, and we'll be talking about that. So she'll be on the show also next month. So we're very excited. Just women that have made history.
Cool.
First fired police officer, first fire. So
got another one for you, Trinae McGee. Do you know Trinae? She's a councilwoman in West Haven, where I live, and she's the youngest elected official African American woman elected official.
Yeah, and we're so excited about that, and we need to share.
She also teaches acting lessons. I love this artistic side of so many different people who are movers and shakers.
That's right.
She's starting a production company and teaching acting classes to the youth.
See, and that's what, because you know what? You never know. You could end up at Tyler Perry's, studios, or you can go to ABC or NBC and anchors. I mean, so more visibility, which is great. Local, the WTNH and 61, all of the outlets, that can get you into like TV broadcasting, acting, all of that good stuff. So that's exciting. That's exciting. So yeah, March, ladies, March. We're back on every Thursday at 1. I want those submissions to start rolling in. People can inbox me directly, or they can go to the TalkSip and just send, your request that you would like to, your interest of coming on in March, because we are absolutely dedicating March for, it's going to be March Women's Madness.
March forward.
There you go.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Folks, don't forget the phone lines are open, 203-684-8907. We will be right back with the TalkSip. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Elisa Bones Mercado. Each and every Thursday moving forward, join me here at 1 p.m. on 103.5 FM, WNHH. Again, we're broadcasting live from downtown New Haven, the Elm City, and we're streaming live on TuneIn Radio and the New Haven Independent.org. You can always check us out on Facebook under the Talk Sip Radio with Elisa. And I'm just excited today. I've got Eleanor Sloan back
You're so
here.
much fun to hang out with. I swear. So
it's gotta be fun. Listen, life is fun. You gotta keep them
Brewing,
moving.
I have to give a shout out. Had sponsored the Citywide Open Studios reception back in the fall. And what's kind of fun is when there's an event and then there's things that happen after the event where the energy continues. And the Citywide Open Studios month-long visual arts festival culminated with the Alternative Space Weekend at the Yale West campus.
Nice.
And a bunch of West Haven artists have decided that once a year isn't enough. They're going to continue to be in touch with each other, have open studios, have actually there's one coming up April 4th at 14 Gilbert Street.
Okay.
Is an open studio meet and greet. It's 2 to 4 on a Saturday afternoon.
Nice.
Anyone wants to stop by. And, you know, West Haven has this kind of like, who would have thought vibe when you see what's actually going on a regular basis. There's, like, speaking of women business owners, there's Ave Rivera, who has a pottery studio and cranks out a whole lot of beautiful functional work. And I believe she's planning to come. And yeah, this is a fully rented artist studio space. And when you drive by, we have so many like old factory, semi-industrial or very industrial buildings. It's like, what the heck goes on in there? So this is a chance to come on in and come on in
and see those little gems that you know, that you never, and you just have something so important. Most breweries are based out of a factory, an old factory, where you just go in and kind of like, you know, set up shop. So
see, space is kind of like I was an arts major, but I had to admit my junior year that like I didn't really care that much about making stuff. I just wanted to hang out with the artists.
Because artists are cool. What artists do you know that, you know, isn't just kind of like have 5 million things going on and just kind of like they create and...
Well, you just want to see what they're going to do next and follow the story. And, you know, I wish arts were more like sports in the fact that every city has their sports teams, right? But every city also has their artists, and to like champion them, you know, kind of like put them up against each other, have shows. See, you know, not to trivialize all the you know, high concept stuff that's going on, but there's also just some like, you know, let's just really cheer our people on. Yeah.
And I am, you know, all for that. And that's the wonderful thing, because what you're doing, you're bringing awareness to the ones that might not get that exposure. You know, we're not out on
production and promotion are two whole different things. And when you're really focused on producing amazing work, you don't always have the headspace to also be promoting it. It's like a whole different channel. And so to be able to make that part a little bit easier for the people who are producing art is just fantastic.
Right. So exactly. Yeah. It makes the life of an artist just a lot easier. Yeah. So, and that's why we, you know, when we talk about art, and that's why this show has always been focused on arts, culture, music, and more, because this is really where it is incubated. It's here, it's nurtured. And that's what you've seen, you know, the community has rallied around, and it has done for, I know for 2 decades for me with the Elisa's House of Salsa.
Well, we had an artist roundtable couple Saturdays ago in West Haven, a chance to just see what people would want more of on a year-round kind of basis, if we could kind of free our minds to imagine. And I loved how broad people's definitions of the arts was, and that they want it to be like maybe let's not even, you know, call something an art program, more like culture and community. You know, that idea that body art, fashion, decor,
all of that,
everything that you want to surround yourself with, language, all of this is part
of the culture. And I will tell you, there is a beer culture that has manifested that is incredible. And if you go on our Rhythm Brewing Co. Instagram page, you will see a ton of our cultured driven breweries and beer companies. There's not a lot of us, but we're growing in our small little, like 10 or 15 out of maybe 5,000. But you know what? It's a family. So you're right. When you get together and you create a culture, the people just, it's inspiring. And that's why we're excited that, we might be in the beer culture, the dance culture, the art culture,
even the labels. People collect the cans, don't they?
Of course they do. We get requests for can collections, autographed can collections all the time. And people see that R and they go, oh my gosh, that's a treble clef. Kudos to the hubby who came up with the that R. And they just, it just ties in, a musician will see it and go, that is just cool. I've had cardiologists who have happened to see the can, and this, one, he was at Starbucks, and the cardiologist, he goes, I study rhythms every day. He goes, I study heart rhythms. He goes, and he was just looking at the word rhythm. And I said, this just connects in life. Rhythm connects everything in life, whether you're, medical, whether you're out on the football field. If you can't find your rhythm during a game, you just couldn't get into your rhythm. Life's rhythms.
You just triggered a memory, because the very first time that Art Space was thinking about going into the Yale West Campus space, we had a tour of the nursing school.
Right.
And the nursing school at Yale West Campus is incredible. They have a whole bunch of simulations. They've got like really almost creepy, like robotic babies and stuff to like do procedures on, and like stuff that makes fake blood and things. But the nurse was saying that when it comes to going into the nursing profession, the body makes music that you have to listen to, and like you said, has its own rhythms, and the people who have studied art are usually better able to pick up on it.
And I that is not far off at all.
See how you're right.
You
all
trigger
related.
It's all related. It is all relative. Well,
this
Saturday, yes, 1 p.m. 22nd at Te Amo Tequila. We want to, again, the whole staff, they're gearing up for the, the party. Sonia, Deidre, Sarah, and their staff.
182 Temple Street,
yes,
or something like that?
182 Temple Street. Come in 1 to 5. It's a day party. We'll be launching the new baby, the Rhythm Blue, our unfiltered light lager. But of course, we can't forget the firstborn, which is Rhythm Red. That will be on tap also. So I'm just really excited that, come one, come all. People keep asking, is this a private event? No, it's not. They know I don't really do private events. Everybody's welcome.
And if anybody has any support or connections for growing this brand, Elise is very open with all ears for your input, feedback. Friends from school who are now national beer distributors. You never know. You never know.
Wink, wink. But that is our time. Eleanor, thank you so much, my friend. I'm very excited. We'll be hanging out all day on Saturday.
Terrific.
Yeah, and we just look forward to folks coming down, and we want to just thank the community. Again, want to thank everyone here at New Haven Independent. Harry,
she's back.
I'm back, and I'm excited. But folks, as the saying goes, well, as I say at the end of every show, look at your glasses always full, not half full, not half empty, but full. There's a lot in life that you can continue to fill up. All right, dream big, and just keep sipping. There you go. All right, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.